welcome to Mountain to Lake Realty Showcase. I'm Bob Parcell.
And I'm Steve Furrow.
Thanks again for watching our program here on Cable 12 with Jamie Singleton. Please check out our company website you see on your screen and bookmark it, where you can not only search for all the listings in the RVAR MLS, but there's all kinds of tips and techniques for buyers and sellers. We hope you use that site on a regular basis.
If you're interested in buying or selling property, we'd love to visit with you. You can come by the office there at 195 South Main Street there in the heart of Rocky Mount. We'll be glad to talk with you. And if that doesn't work, you've got our website there, you've got our telephone number. We'll be glad to visit with you when and where it's convenient. We just need to have a conversation. There's a wealth of knowledge and expertise at Mountain to Lake Realty, and we'd love to put that knowledge and expertise to work for you. Bob, what's new in the real estate market?
Well, Steve, you brought up a good point. Maybe we'll talk in a second or two about some fee changes, perhaps with certain loan types. But I think the market continues to be remarkably strong for sellers. There's an extremely low inventory, which plays to the seller's advantage. And as we said before on the show, as a buyer, there's a lot of things that we think you need to do to be prepared, and we're more than willing to help you be prepared, which is look at the property as soon as it's available. Absolutely have your financing in order so that you can convey to the seller your ability to pay. And there's a lot of things we can do maybe to make your offer stronger. We're often seeing a lot of multiple offers on property. So again, we'll be happy to meet with you and go over all the options we might use when you find a property of interest, so that when you do find a property of interest, we're simply concentrating on that particular property and have this background or knowledge of ways maybe to make the offer stronger and all the things you might have to do to have your offer considered by a seller. I think it's real important to have that behind you, so again, you're just concentrating on the property at hand, not trying to absorb all this other stuff that's going on to make your offer hopefully get accepted.
So, before we move into some of the fees, it's fair to say you've been in the real estate business a while. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir. 19 years.
Okay.
Hard to believe, Steve.
19 years. When's your anniversary? When do you?
I think it's July 1st.
July 1st. So it'll be 20.
Planning a party?
Well, I mean, why not? We can have one.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Maybe on the lake.
Let's do it.
July 1st would be a nice day to be on the lake, I'm sure.
Yes, it would. It's not a bad day to be on the lake.
But what I was getting at, with your knowledge, you talked about the inventory. Have you ever seen a situation where there's just so few homes to sell?
I have not. No, I started in 04. Real estate's been real volatile the entire 19 years I've been in the business. Started in 04, as I mentioned. In 04 through 06 and 07, things were really going up for sellers, especially land. But I think the biggest difference was, there was inventory at that time. So back in that particular period, prices were really going up. We almost had a complete financial collapse due to a lot of things in the real estate industry, I guess mostly subprime loans. However, there was inventory, so it was competitive. Prices were great for sellers, but when we met with buyers, we had choices. We had homes to show them. That's the biggest thing that I see.
Yeah, today, there's just not a lot of homes out there to choose from, and that makes a big difference when you think about supply and demand. Some of those tried and true economics discussions they hold today.
Yeah. Well, and for buyers, we don't want to sound like a broken record, but please take advantage of our opportunity, or saying we would meet with you to do some things that maybe will make your offer stronger, because right now, a lot of times we work with buyers, it takes them 3 or 4 offers that aren't accepted to get to the mental state where they realize how things are going in the market, and maybe some things they might need to do to get their offer accepted. It's a tough thing to accept that you're buying a home and maybe you don't have quite the leverage that you would like to. You spend $300,000, $600,000, and it's hard to accept that maybe you don't have tremendous leverage when you make that offer. That's a lot of money, plus you're going to live there, but a lot of times that's the case. Yeah. But again, there's some things I know that we can do to help a buyer navigate through this market and make their offer stronger, and maybe just as importantly, make them feel comfortable about the things they need to do to obtain a contract.
Yeah, certainly. All right. And if you're a seller, just give us a call, because it's not a lot of inventory, and I think it's a great time to sell your home or sell your property. We'd be glad to visit with you. Well, Bob, we opened up talking a little bit about some fees. There's, maybe you've heard in some headlines here recently, some new fees associated, or an additional fees associated with credit scores and mortgages there. Bob, will you talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, like you and I were talking, Steve, there's been, I think, is it Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac?
Right.
Are a huge player in the loans in this country. There's certain guidelines that they have, and the way I understand it, banks need to meet those guidelines to sell their loans. And so there's been a lot of discussion lately, maybe it's even taken effect, of maybe some fee changes, maybe if you have a higher credit score, but there's been some discussion that maybe you're paying a higher fee. What I get out of all this is have a great conversation with your lender to know your loan options. And my opinion is when you get a good faith estimate or your closing cost estimates from a lender, if I were a buyer, I just want to see that bottom line. I mean, what are my total closing costs? I think they're required to give you many, many different line items to break it down between like recording costs, lender fees, attorney fees. And what we're talking about, Steve, is one of those fees. Maybe it has to do with your credit score. But what I get out of it is talk to the experts, which is your lender. Let them tell you what your fees are, what your choices are for loan types to see.
Certainly.
Yeah.
No, I think that's if there's one thing they take home, it is if you're in the market to purchase a home or purchase some property, you need a great lender, and you need to talk with them and let them explain to you what's going on. I think some of these changes are maybe talked about take place maybe around May 1st. So if you're in the market, maybe have a conversation and let them explain to you maybe what's happening and give you the exact details on how it's going to impact you.
Yeah, and my view is, closing costs from one type of loan to the other is probably where you can save some money when you purchase a home. So be open to the different types of loans, and just like we really encourage you to pick a good realtor and stick with them so that when something hits the market, they can contact you as the buyer, have a good relationship with a lender, and they can explain all these fees. That's what they do. But that's what I get out of it is there's some changes coming, and I'd want to know what are my total closing costs and what are my options for other loan types. All the other things I can't control that. I just want to know how much my closing costs are.
Sure. All right, Bob. Well, let's move into showing some properties and share what we've got to sell, and maybe see if somebody can find something that they like. And Bob, you obviously had an opportunity here with this property to set things up and with the seller, and got it sold, right?
Yeah, great seller. I was forced to work with Frances on the sale of this property, and she and her husband built a super nice home across the road. I think in 1975, I believe Cecil Lynch built the home. It was a great house, and they bought this lot across the road to protect their privacy. And I think back in the day, Miriam Hill was a private road, which means you have to at least have 5 acres for a lot. It's now a state road, so it's rare to find a 6-acre lot this close to town that lays this well. We were fortunate to sell it real quickly, and I greatly appreciate the chance to work with her. She was great to work with, and we're able to list this property and sell it real quickly.
Yeah, and Miriam Hill that's a great location. You got to appreciate the proximity to town, but you got that sort of out of town feeling.
In 6 acres, you can have a lot of privacy and just a little bit not far outside the town limits. So,
yes, sir.
Great. Appreciate the chance to work with her, and we'll go on to the next one, Steve.
Well, Bob, we're going to head on to, we're going to talk maybe about some commercial properties that we have available here.
Okay.
Here's a very unique property, and it's a church campus, campground, summer camp. Bob, did you ever go to summer camp?
I did.
You did? All right.
4-H camp, Craig Springs.
There you go.
Some tennis camps, some basketball camps.
Look out. Look out.
Well,
Well,
you stop right there.
well, you were getting kind of wound up, so I was just...
Okay, stop.
Leesville Road, Bob. Church, it's an office. This is a church campground, campus here. A great place to spend the summer camp, as I've shown this property several times. It's been one of those things where, you know, you just really appreciate the opportunity as a kid growing up to be able to take part in some of these things. And so we're going to show you this property. It is a unique property. Lots to talk about here in this campus as we move around. Come in here to the main auditorium tabernacle area. It's 64 by 120. You can do all kinds of things in here. This building, lots and lots of well, it's set up for you know, concert or meeting hall type setting. And then we move in here. This is the cantina, or the place where everybody would gather to eat. 60 by 74. You've got a nice gym area here. It's 60 by 120. But a great space in there to get in, get some exercise, even if it is raining or the sun is up too high. Well, coming around here, give you a shot of some of these additional buildings. But there's several girls and boys dorms, multiple bathrooms. You got staff cabins, just lots and lots of things here to talk about. There's opportunity for a soccer field. Again, you got the multiple buildings on the property, an amphitheater. So, did you ever go to the Jack Tails, Bob?
Freedom College?
Yeah. Did you ever?
I did.
Yep.
How about you, Steve?
I had that, and when I see this, every time I see this, I think about Jack Tails. And I mean, as a kid, I just really enjoyed that. And you know, I can't think of a better setting here to do something like that. You've got some additional softball, baseball fields here. And coming back around, I'm going to finish up with some more of the dorms and setting here. But this is on Leesville Road. It is in Bedford County. It's actually in Lynch. The Lynch Station is the address, but this was Church Loman. It's a great spot here for you to take a, well, if you're interested in starting up a church campus, or maybe you're part of a church and they're looking for a place, this will be a great place to do that here on Leesville Road in Lynch Station.
Next, we'll come back to Rocky Mount for what I think is one of the best commercial properties in the entire area. It's on North Main Street at the intersection of Circle Drive, built in 1999. Obviously, it's a nice brick building with over 2,800 square feet, all on one floor. 16 paid parking spots there in the rear. Both heat pumps have been replaced, so it's an excellent building. Again, all on one floor. High traffic count there on North Main Street. Ample parking. Easy to get in and out because you turn on Circle Drive, then the driveway's on the rear. So I think it's very easy to get in and out. Again, high traffic count on North Main. As I mentioned, over 2,800 square feet. It's currently set up as 12 offices, all on the outside with a window. There are 4 half baths, conference room, break room, reception area, and it easily can be modified if that layout doesn't suit your need. If you wanted it all basically open, I think that would be very easy to obtain. But this is zone GB, built in 1999, an excellent brick building. Be glad to give you more details for this property on Circle Drive off North Main.
So from North Main, we're going to head east out of Rocky Mount. And this is a unique listing in that not only does the property sell, but also the business. You have the opportunity to jump right in here. This is a used car or car sales business. It's currently Smith's Auto Sales, but it would be on 40 East on Old Franklin Turnpike there. You're roughly about 3.5 miles out of town, out of the town of Rocky Mount. But a great opportunity here. The business has been established for a number of years. It sits on 1.5 acres. You've got, to your right there, you've got a little over 1,500 square foot building office area. And of course, to your left, you've got the 2-car garage, and it does have an additional 2-bay garage underneath. But lots of opportunity here, folks. You get a chance, you're interested in an existing business, you want to step in and be able to cash flow on day one. There's opportunity to do that here with this listing here on Old Franklin Turnpike. Got a little over 613 feet of road frontage there on Old Franklin Turnpike, so a great exposure Great location there from that standpoint. We step inside to the building itself, the office area. You've got office, you've got a kitchen area, you've got a full bathroom it includes a shower, so plenty of space there to do just about whatever you wanted to. But just a great opportunity here, an old Franklin Turnpike in Rocky Mount.
And very similar to the property Steve just showed you, which is a great view from the road. The same thing here for this property on Franklin Street. And what I mean is when you're coming from the east side of Rocky Mount, coming down Franklin Street towards Diamond Avenue, you have great visibility from the road, great for your storefront, great for your sign, for your business. This is zone CBD. A lot of viewers will recognize this as the former Arrington Flowers. You have over 3,500 square feet all on one floor. Very easy access, no steps to get in or out of the building. Over 20 paid parking spots. You can put 7 cars to the right on this side off of Diamond Avenue. So potentially all your customers could park there, easy access in. You also could park 7 cars on the other side to come in for your customers, leaving at least 7 more spaces for your employees. So parking is ample and no steps again in the building. Of course, you're on public water and sewer with high-speed internet within the town limits. There are 2 walk-in coolers. One could easily be removed if you didn't have a need for that. Again, zone CBD. Industrial gutters were put up in 2020. There's a metal and rubber roof on the building. I'm glad to give you more details for that property at any time.
So we're going to head out of Rocky Mount now, and we're going to go west of Rocky Mount. This is Walnut Grove Drive. It actually has a Callaway address, but great listing here if you're looking for privacy. Here on Walnut Grove Drive, you've got that. You've got 5 acres. This is a awesome log home. It's truly one of a kind. I tell folks you got to go to see some of these properties to truly appreciate them, and that's one of this. When you step up on the porch, you've got a wraparound porch that is second to none. I mean, you think about a rocking chair porch, you think about a porch swing. You can have it all on the front porch right here, and just be in a great setting. You got to appreciate that. So you can see you have the carport here, a 2-car carport on the entry level there. We're going to step inside and get a chance to see things there, but there's a couple of shots of that porch that just are truly unique. Going to stick with the log cabin theme inside, Bob. No surprise, but get sort of that a very rustic feel here in the great room. You got the wood stove there, just again, just gives you that just sort of what I'm going to call warm and fuzzy feeling. You're coming around here to the kitchen and the dining area. But, tons of windows and natural light give you an opportunity to see out and take advantage of that private setting. And moving in here to the master bedroom, a chance to see that. Coming around to the master bath. Plenty of storage space here. Second bedroom on the entry level. And this would be the second bathroom on the entry level. We've got 3 bedrooms and 3 full baths, a little over 2,300 total square feet with the property or in the home itself. We're coming downstairs. You come down to a great rec room, family room, if you will, and then of course an additional bedroom downstairs, a full bathroom downstairs. Move around to, as I talked about before, you've got 5 very nice usable acres, privacy. One of the things I think is a really unique feature is this 2-car garage. It's 30 by 40 with a couple of additional lean-tos there off the side, but just a really great spot, place for you to maybe do a little shade tree mechanicking. Maybe that doesn't work. This gentleman actually had a forge. Bob, he was out there forging metal, making. He was a pretty talented individual as far as being able to craft things with his hands.
Yeah, I was in this building recently, very recently. That's a great property. To say that's an asset to this property is an understatement.
Oh, you bet.
Quite a detached building, if you will. There's lifts.
You bet. It's.
I don't know if they're going to stay, but I mean, it's set up as a really nice garage and work area.
Yeah, it's a great spot if you're looking for something like that. Surely encourage you to take advantage of this here on Walnut Grove Drive. With a very unique listing, a unique setting. You're out almost at the end there, Walnut Grove Drive, so you're not going to have a lot of people driving by. That's for sure.
Yep, and then we'll travel down to Moneta for this condo at Fairway Bay. That's going to be off the Scruggs Road to Windlass to Waterside Drive, the first townhouse on the left, where you'll find this very nice condo with great views of the lake from the dining area and the deck and the upper balcony. Also, as you can see, it has a 10 by 13 garage there for your jet skis or your vehicle. Also have a dock we'll show you. This is a 3-bedroom, 3 full bath, 1 half bath condo. Total square footage is 1818. Great open floor plan. You see in this picture, fireplace. People love an open floor plan. Again, the dining area leads out to a deck with those great lake views. You are waterfront. Good sized kitchen. Entry level has right at 800 square feet. Upper level is where you'll find 560 square feet with an extremely nice master bedroom out to the balcony. Great shower, kitchens and bathrooms. Big ticket items for selling properties. As you can see, this is an extremely nice tiled shower, no curtains needed. Again, good sized bedroom. And look at the updates in this condo. And one of the advantages of a condo is you can go there and not work all the time. Just show up and fish, water ski, whatever you like to do instead of mowing grass and weed eating and spreading mulch and doing all that. That's a big thing to consider.
You bet. You bet.
As I mentioned, entry level has right at 800 square feet, 560 on the upper, 472 on the lower. I love this picture here showing the back of the home.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unique, Bob, when you think about you've got 3 different opportunities there. If you don't like the view from the bottom, you can go to the entry level, and if you don't like that view, you can go up on the top there.
Might make for some great relationships there, Steve. But you're right, you have 3 different places outside in addition to the dock to enjoy the lake views and have a little privacy, a little separation maybe.
Yeah,
well, I agree with that. That's a good point.
Great place to entertain.
Mm-hmm. And the patio there is a very short distance down to your dock where you have the second slip from the left. Keep your boat out of the elements. Push a little button, get in the water and take off.
There you go.
Catch some fish.
Have them on the grill.
You could go barefoot skiing. I'd like to see that. Maybe next week's show we'll show that video. Love to see that.
Oh,
here's a great
man.
view of the patio.
Whew.
This is going to be very close to the bridge. Take the Roanoke River, and again, I'm not sure if it's Betty's Creek or Becky's Creek. I believe it's one or the other. It feeds you down to Fairway Bay.
A great setting here. You get a chance as a part of Fairway Bay. You've got the beach area and that
Pavilion.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The pavilion, an area you can certainly reserve that, and again, entertain friends and family. Have a big reunion, Bob.
Sure could.
A great spot there to take advantage of, and that's, within literally walking distance of the property there.
Yep. A lot to be said for a condo. Go enjoy yourself. Be glad to give you a tour of this property and the boat slip at any time. Waterside Drive with the Moneta address. That's off the Scruggs Road.
So we're coming back now, and here we are, Grassy Hill Road in Rocky Mount. This is back in I guess you'd say we're roughly 3-4 miles out of town, Bob. give or take. But this is actually right near the intersection of Grassy Hill Road and Callaway Road. But a great location there. You're not far out of town, and certainly, you know, if you're commuting back and forth to Roanoke, you're not going to very far to go. One of the unique things about this listing and this property is that it's not one but two homes. The first one we're going to talk about is the one you see here. It's 4 bedrooms and 2 full baths, a little over 2,400 total square feet. And when you think about brick ranch homes, this is this one right here. It would be a great definition, but you see the carport there to your right. You can step inside and get a shot of the kitchen and the dining area here. We come around to the living room. You've got a nice brick masonry fireplace there. Got 4 bedrooms I mentioned there, so multiple opportunities. This is a walkout basement, which is always a nice feature. You get a chance to see that here. I mentioned one of 2 homes. This is the second home. It was built in 1945. It's 2 bedrooms and 1 bath, a little over 700 total square feet here. You step inside, you get a chance to see the living room and the kitchen area, the bedroom, and we got a nice updated bath with a new tile shower, which is always a nice feature. Another nice feature of this home, or this property, is the detached 2-car garage. We've talked about some of those nice things we can get done. You have a detached garage, give you an opportunity to kind of get some projects knocked out. But this is Grassy Hill Road in Rocky Mount.
Next we'll travel to the city of Roanoke. As we've said numerous times on the show, we'll be glad to work with buyers and sellers in areas outside of Franklin. Certainly Roanoke is one of the areas we feel very qualified to assist you with. Again, this home's on Valley View Avenue, which is off of Williamson Road and 10th Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home with over 900 square feet. On the first floor has a full walkout basement. Again, 3 bedrooms, a full bath, and 1 half bath. Again, we work with buyers and sellers in areas outside of Franklin on a regular basis, so we'll be glad to give you a tour of this property on Valley View Avenue in Roanoke.
All right, we're going to come back to Franklin County now, and we're going to talk a little bit about this property here on Webster Road. So, Webster Road, not far here from the Cable 12 location and studio. But this property, obviously you head 40 east and you turn left on Webster Road, and the property would be on your right. It sits on 1 total acre. It's 4 bedrooms and 1 full bath, 2,756 total square feet. So you've got the entry level there, and then a full basement underneath. So nice hardwoods here throughout, but it give you a chance to just kind of walk around and see. You got a nice back deck here on the property. Hardwoods throughout, dining, living room, hallway. There's potential for an additional bedroom. So it's 4 bedrooms, but you have the potential for another one. As I mentioned, it sits on 1 full acre, so you do have this detached garage. It's 18 by 25, a great place to store the lawn equipment, or the motorcycle maybe, Bob. They didn't talk much about places to do that. But this would be Webster Road in Glade Hill. And so, Bob, I think we're going to let that kind of wrap things up for today's show, this Mountain to Lake Showcase. It is always a pleasure to be here with you, and we appreciate you all for joining us.
We sure do, and please give us a call. We'll be glad to try to discuss any and all real estate needs you might have.
Take care, everyone.